Thanks for tuning in, guys. Welcome to Making It Work. I'm Jimmy if you're new here. We're going to spend a day in the shop. Just got to get it open first. I'm going to take you around with me at work. It's not a professional setup. I don't do like studio type videos. It's a day in the shop with sketchy audio, sketchy video, some great shots and some really poor shots. And we do the best we can to make a halfway decent video and editing. So I appreciate your patience with that. I'm trying to make it better. What I'll do too is I'll put some clips in so you have an idea what to expect in today's video. Mustang! And alignment for the body shop. We got quite a full parking lot again out there. I thought we were just getting rid of some of these cars back here, but a lot of people are apparently abandoning their cars. Some of them tell us to repair them and then don't have the money to pick them up when we're done. Even though you give them a written estimate and they agree to it. It's kind of strange. I'm not sure why that's a new fad, but that's what's been happening. In any event, anyone wondering about all them cars back there, that's what it is. Some of them need major work and they just abandon them here, and some of them have been fixed and they abandon them here. It's kind of a sloppy business. This business is kind of tough. But we do the best we can to make it work. That's how we named the YouTube channel, Making It Work, because every day you're basically juggling whatever kind of problem you might have. You got to come up with a solution. Be a little bit of a therapist, psychologist, a little bit of a surgeon, obviously a mechanic or grease monkey, some might call us. You got to do the best you can every day with every job you get people back on the road and make a decent living for yourself. That's what we're going to get in there and do. We're going to learn something, have some fun. Stay tuned. That's the easy one, right up top. Everything's all good. This is the car from yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's video, come on, man, check it out. What are you doing? A couple more things to button this up. I'm gonna put some coolant in it, I believe. I got all my hoses on. Before I put these covers and everything on, I'm gonna put some coolant in it, put a little pressure on it, make sure everything's good. Then I can finish putting these covers on. We'll run it, see how that AC works. I have to put refrigerant back in it as well. I discharged it thinking I was going to be doing a condenser, and then even with that, when I saw that auxiliary radiator, I wasn't sure what happens with the refrigerant, that it would affect it so badly, so I had the refrigerant out anyway. So I'm going to hook the machine up and get refrigerant in it as well as put some coolant in there. Where's my flashlight? Oh, there it is. Studio lighting. That's what we're looking for. Nice and dry. No problems. Cold pressure. Got the racetrack coffee going this morning. Got my wife some scratch offs, a couple Florida lottery tickets. We're gonna make the big time eventually. It's my retirement plan, lottery. Anyway, on to serious business. These posts go down in the radiator. That's what stops the radiator from doing that. And this cable goes over on top of in these catches. So that's our goal now. Start getting this thing back together. This rubber biscuit over here was kind of shoved into the radiator too. So you gotta be careful of that. Make sure it's not. A bunch of, I believe these were Torx screws. I got a pile of screws in this thing. All of these screws still have to go in. These go underneath, these go on top. That's why they're up on top. I gotta make it simple for my brain. It's broken. I even had the right amount of screws. Alright, I topped the coolant up again. Got the machine trying to get it refrigerant, and it's going to go through its motions. So while it is, we got another Euro car to look at. 2010 Mercedes S550. Beautiful luxury sedan from the Mercedes company. 142,000 miles. Pretty clean inside. Give it like a 7. It smells like gas though. But these are real bad for the fuel pump module leaking. So the way you look at that is take the rear seat cushion out. Look at the fuel pump module. They always crack and they leak gas. Pretty common failure. So let's see what's involved to get the seat out of there. We'll move to San Francisco football. Try not to get any gas on clothes and whatever this stuff is. Get that seat cushion out and take a look. There's a catch in here for the seat. You just gotta find it. Sometimes you can turn this plastic tool sideways and put your shiny head in front of the camera. Sometimes you can go like this and feel it. Oop, something's there. A little further over. There it is. Now this tape, oh man, I can really smell gas now. This cover here and this cover here, do as little damage as you can, because you got to put it back. Open the other side, man, I can really smell gas. So it's definitely got broken ones. I just want to see which one. I can see gas here, so I'm going to assume it's this side. I think that's a pretty safe assumption. I don't remember how these pop out. I thought they were bolted in. That looks like it turns. I see the little triangles. So somehow I gotta turn it, I guess. There's gas in here. Yep, so this fuel filter module is leaking pretty good. 6 bolts hold it down. But the bigger problem is she's waiting, and this is probably going to have to be ordered. Not a good idea to drive this. When I turn the key on, you'll probably see some kind of fuel spray out of it. There's raw gas in there. So this is the problem. See it spraying on the cover. That's how it's getting into the floor. I believe this is the filter side and that's the pump side. I'm going to pop that one off too, make sure there's no wetness on the other side while we're at it. Alright. Worked on the other side just fine. There it is. Yeah, this side's nice and dry, so let me let them know up front. I got to do a quick inspection on it, and we'll see what happens with this fine European exotic luxury sedan. This little one goes up here. We're replacing the hood shocks too. How do you like that? Now we're seriously, this is seriously going to be like a brand new car when we're done. We're fixing everything. Although, this doesn't look right. On the other one, it just didn't look right like this. So just pop on. Nothing but a thing. Those, quite a few of those. Now it's going to be like a screw bonanza for about 5 minutes. Right down my shirt, it tickles. All right. feeling of success when you've screwed your last screw. Fantastic. Let's let this thing down and see how that, geez, what the heck is going on over there? Alright, let's see if this AC works. That little pump turned on. Brought that coolant level down in that auxiliary tank. Pressure's looking pretty good. We'll run a little longer. It's probably going to have some air in there. So we'll have to keep checking it every couple of minutes. Then we'll pop the cap on. Take it for a drive. But it's already, it was going to 450 and shutting the compressor off. So we're basically fixed once all the air is out of it. A little bit of air still making its way. Gotta be patient. I got it slightly over the little max bobber that's in there. In case a little air. And we got quite a bit more coolant here ready to go if we need it. But 100% fixed, so yay! We're still waiting here on the fuel leak car. We'll see. She asked about the brakes too. She said my brake pads are good, but my car has a pulsation. So we said, how'd that happen? She said someone put pads on it for her without doing the rotors. For those cars, you can't machine the rotors. They got cooling holes. Plus, a lot of European cars, you're not supposed to machine the rotors anyway. It'll often say, do not machine right on the rotors. The rotors for that car are probably 200 bucks a piece. That's why they did a pad slap. So we'll see what happens to that car. Look at this gem. Mustang. 2011 Mustang. Apparently it doesn't start. Believe it or not, some kind of pass lock security issue. And I know those are rare. We don't see them too often up in these parts. Let's see what it does. Little pass lock light is very angry. Let me get my scanner and we'll see what's going on with this thing. 122,188 miles. Praise the Lord. Customer states engine does not crank and the key light keeps flashing. I wonder if he has other keys or if they thought to ask him about other keys, because any kind of program with these Fords, you gotta have 2 keys. I have had a key cut to match the lock cylinder with a different chip in it, but that's expensive too. So, and I've even used a Ford key, used the original key with the transponder chip, and if you have another Ford key laying around, you can wrap tinfoil around this key. When you program this one, pull it out, you wrap it in tinfoil, put it back in and hold the other key next to it and do it again, and you fool it into thinking you have a second key when you don't. I've done that in a pinch too. Let's get the scanner. We'll sort it out. Top done for the win. American Ford. Okay. Get these 2 shaking hands. Figure out who's coming to the party and who's not invited. And we'll sort it out. See what kind of codes we got. Probably a 16, what is it? A P1610 or P1632? I forget. We'll know momentarily though. And then we'll come back. Definitely got a Pat's key issue and a theft detected. So it doesn't see the key for one reason or another. It's a separate function too. A locksmith was here not long ago and he told me that the door lock and unlock and all those buttons are separate from the security side of the key. So it can work all that stuff and still have a problem with the security part of the key. So what I'll do is go in an instrument panel, we'll look at some data and see if it sees the key and it's just being mean. So data stream, anti-theft indicator, anti-theft RF enable. I'm going to look all these up and we'll show you what we come up with. Alright, we got anti-theft RF enable and transmit command off. Ignition key status, ignition. Master key present, nope. Number of keys required 2, number of keys stored. So it does not see this key. So no matter what, we know that's an issue. I don't think there's a way to override it. It'd be nice if I could get into the shop, or at least up to the shop instead of out here in the parking lot. Anti-theft RF enable and transmit command. Let's see if something goes on with that. On. Not that simple. Now I can try special functions, but to do that is going to erase memories. We don't want to do that. So the first thing I got to do is see if the customer has another key. I know there isn't one in here. So we're going to have to check with them, see if they have another key, and then we'll try to do some key programming. And we'll see how that goes. It's easy if you have 2 keys, actually. Unlike the other Ford Transit Connect, which they took out of here. They were going to take it to the dealer, but the dealer won't work on it because they said it's over 12 years old. Oh, the the Mercedes I looked at earlier with the fuel leak, she's going to bring that back next week, by the way, if you're wondering what happened with that one. Let's see if we can find if the second key for this one and come back to it if they do have one. We'll give it a love rating of 4. I would have said 5 if it wasn't for tree debris on the seat. I don't know what happened with that. All right, we'll come back to it. Officially has become mine. It says customer has put all kinds of parts in it and it still won't start. So that means it's probably a fuel problem, because everything he did was spark related. And it says he even put new fuses in it. So I don't know. I like how you got to drive off to the right. Volkswagen. Oh, that's right. This has a key somewhere weird. There it is. That's a good key buzzer. I figured it out. I've never opened one of these trunks on these early Porsches. Oh, look at this. Looks like someone was in here rebuilding stuff. That's interesting. What we'll do is we'll get a little flammable fluid, spray it in there and see if it starts. Probably right in there. See what happens. Might have to open up the air box and get past the air filter. Sometimes it'll work right through it. We'll see. All right, me and Nick are figuring out the 75 Porsche. It doesn't start, so let me catch you up. It's my cousin Nick Myers, got the same last name, we're cousins. So it's got one of those Pervtronics ignitions or whatever it's called. Look at that rotor. It has no spark, doesn't run on alternative fuels, and it's not lighting the coil up. So I pulled the cap off here. Nick's advice, Nick said, go ahead and pull the cap off, see if it's got spark. So that's what we did.
Yeah, come on.
It's got that aftermarket conversion to electronic ignition, and it has, what's a family way to put it? Poop the bed.
That's the G-rated way to say it.
The G-rated, poop the bed. It's got a cool flapper doodle valve in there. We don't know what that's for. Anybody know? That's for
schmoo around it.
It's got schmoo, and someone glued it back on after it broke or something, probably. Right. I don't know. I wonder if that's aftermarket add-on. I don't know. Anyway, it's a 6-cylinder in this little car too. It probably scoots when it runs. But that's his problem. It doesn't run on alternative fuel. I can smell gas, so it's getting gas. There's no excitement at the coil. It's supposed to be positive and negative. And when the ignition is open, the points are open, it'll be positive on both sides, and the coil charges, and then it grounds it and it fires a spark. So it's not doing any of that right now. The coil's not being told to turn on. So whatever that aftermarket ignition system is what it needs. So those Pervtronics systems is what I believe they're called. They actually work good, but they're very fragile to any kind of grounding issue and all. They'll cook themselves and stop working. So I don't know how they're going to find a 75 Porsche electronic ignition conversion, but we'll see. It's actually a very clean little car. This thing is like, it's bordering on a 10. 9, 10, what do you think? The interior?
I didn't even look inside.
It's pretty clean. It's probably a 9 because the seat's not quite perfect. I don't like to give out 10s. It'd have to be absolutely flawless.
I don't think those speaker pods are probably... Germans didn't listen to music in the 70s.
They didn't listen to music.
Oh, come on.
They were busy learning marching. We'll see what happens with this car. And we'll see what happens with Nick. Thanks for coming by, Nick.
Hey, man. Good to see you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We'll keep you posted. All right, to catch you guys up a little bit. I haven't been much to film today. I apologize. I'm doing all tires and oil changes, so I haven't filmed any of it because it's boring. I don't like doing it. You don't want to watch me do something I don't like doing, right? Anywho, this is another one, another tire and alignment for the body shop. But I don't know what, it's got wheel locks. So we're gonna earn our 0.2 from mounting the tire on this one, I'll tell you that much. Uh-oh. I don't see the tire. It says mountain balance a tire. I don't know where the tire is. I figure I'll look for the wheel lock. We gotta find that. Because even if you have a tire, you still gotta get it on and off. Maybe it's up front. I know the tire's not in the car. I'm looking for the wheel lock. I guess I should see where the tire's supposed to be too. Oh, it's like a well-oiled machine, man. We are, oh, I found it. Yeah, that's very nice. I'm gonna put it in the console for me. I wish they'd have put the tire in there. Make sure it's the right one. Looks to me like we should be changing the wheel. Let's go find out what's going on. Smoke break. Let's get that toe fixed. Get it green in the back, and then we'll worry about this mess. The car's been hit in the right front. It's got all new suspension parts, and I don't think there's any caster adjustment. Oop, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Caster. Sometimes illustrated adjustments usually at the top. Every once in a while, it's not. No caster adjustment. That's terrible news. All right. It's also got quite a bit of negative camber in the front. Does it visually look like it does? Yeah, it might. It's hard to say. Compared to this side, it's weird that it says positive 1.6 and negative 1.9, but visibly, it's hard to tell. 2 degrees is not a lot, but I can usually see something going on. I'm not feeling it. If the heads move even slightly, it will really mess up your numbers. Sometimes, like the other day, I had to recompensate one. No, these heads are tight. I'm going to adjust the rear toe just to get something positive accomplished, and then we'll move on. Cars from Arkansas or something like that. A little rusty, not terrible, but enough to make all the fasteners not want to turn and stuff. I want to bring the front of the tire out. I want this bolt to go that way. Hopefully it turns. Almost hitting the head. Careful! The last thing you need when you're grumpy is dent in your head. It doesn't help with your grumpiness. It's green. Don't believe me? Boom. That's all we really need. Body chop alignment. Wait. Against its wishes, the back is green. Look at all them new parts in the front. I've had body shop cars come in with the bolts loose, so I look around a little bit. Even though it should be whoever installed the parts' responsibility, I still would feel bad if something happened. So that is not going to happen. We're going to need camber kits on both sides, and then I don't know what we'll do with the caster. It's not adjustable. So the caster usually gets moved by subframe problems. Sometimes the subframe gets shoved back, and you can see it in those mounts. You'll see new marks, or witness marks if you want to call them. You see the subframe's back a little hair, not much. That's where they had the bolt out to do suspension work. But you see where you can see that it's been up north a little bit. Let me ask them what they want to do. They're definitely going to need camber kits anyway, but the caster might require a subframe. And I have done my alignment in the back, so we'll see what happens if we're going to go any further with this. Probably going to be tomorrow too, so we'll see. Well guys, working on the project truck. Everyone is heading home and we are done for the day. Sorry if it was a short video today. Just wasn't a lot of good stuff going on. So, but I'm getting my bedwood tightened back up. It's gonna stop rattling. Then it'll sound really good. I still got to button up these hoses. I got lots of plans for them. I'll show you when I get it all buttoned up permanently. So, in any event, thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate your company. Hope you got enough from it to torque the like button, or go in the comments, tell me how much I suck, and I'll try to do better. But more than anything, I hope I see you in the next one, because you're awesome.